So in today's video, we're going to be ranking the 20 best Wonderkids in the Premier League. If I've missed someone out, let me know down below. We'll be starting with places 20th to 10th, and then I'll be getting into my top 10 Wonderkids in the Premier League. There's a couple rules. The players must be aged 20 or younger. So players like Harvey Elliott, Oscar Bob Collier, Connor Bradley, who would make the video normally, will not be in there because they are now 21. The players must have first team minutes for their clubs. You know, there's some great talent in the academy of loads of clubs, but if they've not actually played for their club yet or played first team football, then I can't put them in. These are my 20 sort of fave players off base what I've seen now, plus elements of potential. So I'm going to get my top 10 isn't my top 10 in order, but I've split it into 20th to 10th and then 10th to nil. So the top 10 are obviously going to be better. But let's dive into this because at the beginning of the season, I was actually remember listening to Carragher and Neville rate their top three Premier League youngsters. They put Mainoo first, they put Harvey Elliott, who we kind of included this list second, and they put Wharton third. And this is what sort of inspired me to make this video because I thought, well, that's August. Now we're midway through the season and we've seen players like Wanyeri come through, Lewis Skelly come through. Like, who are my sort of top 20 talents, Wonderkids, based off what we're seeing now? And potential. So we're going to start with 20th, and this is more on potential. Luis Guilherme, West Ham signed him in the summer from Palmeiras. That's where Chelsea got Esteval from, and of course Real Madrid got Endrick from. Looked quite promising in his recent sort of cameo. I do think if he gets more minutes under his belt, he could be quite impressive. He's physically, I think, built for it. Like, he's a lot more physically built than someone like an Endrick or an Esteval. I think he holds the ball quite well. He likes to look for space to run into. He likes to receive the ball in space and drive with it. He seems to got that PMP. He's not as technical as an Esteval at Palmeiras, but he's got the pace. He's got that power. He likes to eat up space in transition. I think this is an exciting player for West Ham. But I think with West Ham, new manager in, obviously Lopetegui didn't get the best out of the players before him. So it's more like for the future. And these are two other players for the future. And you'll notice by the first few on this list, 20th to 10th, will be more players for the future than the top 10 is just going to be players that are playing a lot now. I really like Tyreek George from what I've seen. Very limited minutes of him, but he has the aggression to get forward direct, wants to make things happen. We've seen it in the Conference League. He's very good at carrying the ball. He's good in 1v1 situations. He likes to shoot. He's really eager to impress. And obviously Josh, the centre-back / right back at Chelsea, his profile I like as a player. I spoke about this so many times on my other channel, but long-legged, tall, fast players that can defend large space as well. I think that's the new meta in football. If you can defend large spaces, but if you've got the legs to win the duels, he's good. He seems press resistant. He seems comfortable carrying the ball. He can defend the wide channel as well. He seems good in duels. That is 18th and 17th. 16th, I've gone with Rico Lewis. He's had a bit of a drop-off recently, but I think he's become a victim of City's poor form. Definitely better than Kyle Walker. Very good on the ball. Very talented player. Played a lot lately. Some City fans are sort of turning on him online, but he's not a scapegoat. He was part of a poor City in a poor era. I like him. I think he can defend. I think he can attack. There was a couple of games I saw of him right at the start of the season where before Rodri got injured, but I thought that he was really, really good. And I think Pep throwing him in and giving him so many minutes, he's an exciting talent. I want to put these guys in because I think Liverpool have got some really exciting talent in the academy. We've not seen much of them. We saw Rio in the Plymouth Argyle game. Trey Ione really impressed me in pre-season. But I cannot put them like any higher. And I say tier 1, I just mean the top 10 because they've limited minutes. But like if they were players that were playing more, they potential wise are up there with maybe the Wanyeris and the Mikey Moores, but they're just a little bit younger. But it looked good in the cup. I like Rio, what I'm seeing of him, eager to get the ball, eager to take on players, get forward. Trey Ione, I think, is very special, technically good, has elements of Mainoo and Berg will win him in terms of how he's good on the ball, how he likes to receive the ball, top player. Tyler Dibling as well, he's got to make the top 10. He's probably a bit more experienced than the names previously mentioned, him and Rico Lewis. And I'm not saying that Trey Ione is better than, obviously, Rico Lewis now. Some of this is based on potential. Do you know what I mean as well? So anyway, Tyler Dibling, really exciting for Southampton. I remember him cooked Delo when we went away to St Mary's. He's always taken on his players 1v1. Is Southampton's most exciting talent. Likes to get forward, keeps the ball well, technically quite good, hard-working, high-pressing player. Can play an attack, can play on the wing, can play number 10. Really highly rated. There's a reason Tottenham, Man United, and all the big clubs are in for him. And then Esteval, again, and I haven't watched loads of Palmeiras lately, but he, for me, was better than Endrick. When I watched Palmeiras, the little bits of them, he was better than Endrick for me. I will tell you that now. And he's already scoring goals, headers, winning games. He's already got really good stats. Very good at dribbling, going 1v1. The ball glides with him. Very, very good player. And every time he gets the ball, it looks like something's going to happen. He's very technically good. Even as a Man United fan, I'm really excited to see this guy at Chelsea because Chelsea have signed a lot of youngsters. And this whole list could have been Chelsea youngsters. But Esteval, out of all the Chelsea youngsters, has the highest ceiling. He, for me, is the next big thing. Like, I'm talking Ballon d'Or potential. We then have Lewis Miley. He's had his injury issues this season, not played as much, but again, playing in the cup, very good performance, getting his goal. But he's a top level talent. And people forget how young he is. I think he's still only 18, can strike a ball well, has goals in his locker. We've seen that in games. He can make an impact in the final third. He always wants the ball, always wants to make an impact. I think he could take Joel Linton's spot in the future, getting in the midfield with Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes. But he's an intelligent player. I think his positional awareness is good. I think he's got good technique. I think he's a technically good player, good passing technique, good vision for a pass. I think Lewis Miley is a special player. And then you've got to put Adam Wharton, who isn't second on my list like he was on Gary Neville and Carragher's. But I think with Adam Wharton, he's been really good, but he's not really done anything this season yet. But he's naturally good on the ball, can play those line-breaking passes in midfield, can receive the ball with his back away from people, turn with the ball and progress it forward. I think Liverpool will be in for him. I think a lot of top clubs will be in for him. I think this season, maybe not so much unless he gets going from now until the end of the season, but I think there'll be a lot of top clubs that are following him. What I like about him is he's got those long, wet legs, so he wins those duels in midfield. He covers ground well. I think he's a modern archetype of player. He can progress the ball, but look, we've not seen much of him. He's not done well when he's played this season because he's been playing through an injury, but I think we will see the best of Adam Wharton soon. Still think he's a top talent, but I don't want to put him in my top 10 because I want to talk about my top 10. And by the way, this top 10 is not in order. It's not really in order, to be honest, but I sort of split this up into the bottom 10 of these players and the top 10 of these players. I think, for me, Esteval's unbelievable, but it's hard to compare. Like, I can't really put Trainoni above Rico Lewis, but I think potential-wise they could be in terms of where they could be in 5 years. So it's not really like a top 20, but it's like the bottom 10, the top 10, and these are the top 10, but it's not in order. So let's talk about Garnacho. Garnacho's not had the best season this year, but in my opinion, top talent. Electric last season under Ten Hag. He scored big goals like Man City in the final. He scored a bicycle kick versus Everton. He won the Puskas Award. He's direct. He's dangerous. He gets in good areas. He carries the ball well. He struggled more playing like an inside role. I think under Amarin, he likes to be out wide, get on the touchline, and I think Amarin's starting to sort of adjust that a bit to get Garnacho and isolate people 1v1. But he's got the most goals and assists for any player aged 21 or under since the start of last season. He's won a Puskas Award. He's scored special goals. He's got the directness to go from inside to out, to drive at people, to make things happen. I think his confidence is knocked a bit and he's got to adapt to the new system. But in terms of potential, there's 9 out of 10 potential there as a player. We're going to talk about Matthias Tell and Mikey Moore. I thought I'd put them in the same slide, a bit like I did with, of course, Tyreek George, and I did with the Rio and Trainoni slides, just because I put them in a similar category in terms of young, showing glimpses of it, and both are Tottenham. So, but more, I remember these are my notes from him from summer. Again, very good player, very good 1v1, good footwork, good ball striking. Got assists in recent games for Tottenham, made impact in his cameos, looks bright, looked better than Werner. I think he's got the technical ability. I think he's got the movement. I think he plays between the lines quite well. He makes good runs. He likes to take people on 1v1 and create and make things happen. I think he's a really exciting player, and his minutes and stats under 18s level was absolutely ridiculous. So maybe if he can bring that to first team level one day, who even knows? But his stats were ridiculous. And then you've got Tell, who last season was actually averaging a goal or assist every 84 minutes. Not got a goal this season, but he's a very, very good player in terms of he uses his body well to hold off people. Very good 1v1, coming wide, collecting the ball, but he loves to drive with the ball, come inside and shoot. Powerful ball striker, makes very good runs. He likes to get into dangerous areas. He makes good runs. He's 2-footed. He's unpredictable, and he can be a transition outlet. So they are in the top 10. Lewis Skelly has got to be in the top 10 as well. He uses his physicality so well in duels. Really big performance versus Manchester City. Big performance in other games like Tottenham. And he's made the left-back position his own. Calafiori has to fight for it back. Zinchenko's not getting a sniff. I think he's going to be a left centre mid one day, but he's made that left-back position his own. And I think technically, unbelievable. Such a good passer, so good in tight spaces. I think he'll eventually become a left centre mid, but passing, physicality, winning the duels, the goal, the way he can drive through people and hold them off the ball, progression, can break the lines. Really, really good talent there. Lucas Bergvall, of course, has to make the top 10. He's had a very good breakthrough this season. Again, he's raw, and there'll be things that in his game that will need to improve, but he's a top player. You know, the engine in him is fantastic. He's always covering ground. He's always pressing. He's always running at people relentlessly. He's very good at playing those short passes, I've noticed. You know, there's quick little passes there. Getting the game ticking, being the tempo, ball progression, you know, looking to get the ball, but not just that, and breaking the lines of his passing. And he's a very good carrier of the ball, but not just that, his ability to receive the ball between the lines, receive the ball in space, make himself a good passing option. He's someone that's high volume of passes each game and play those line breaking passes is top. Very good on the ball. And I think the Spurs midfield's been inconsistent. Sarr, Bergvall, and Gray will eventually be in midfield. Are so young, there's going to be inconsistencies there. But in terms of potential, this top potential, there's someone that's so talented on the ball. Of course, he had to make the top 10. Huijsen, he's got to be in there. What an impressive season he's had. That other than the Liverpool game, he would have been 10 games unbeaten since he's gone starting. And I think for £12 million going to maybe 14 million in add-ons, that could be crazy. Very good in the air, very good in the duel. Dealing with top level strikers like Isak comfortably, physically so good, very good on the ball. But I think it's him off the ball, the defending the large spaces, the 1v1 defending, his duel winning, the covering the channels is so good. But then he reads the game so well. He anticipates every pass, every play of the opposition. He's just a natural centre back, but he's also really good on the ball. So Dean Huijsen has to make the top 10. Of course, Lenny Yoro has to make the top 10. Has been moulded in since that nasty pre-season injury, but long-legged defender that is good in the duels. And the cameos versus Arsenal and Liverpool, I remember off the bench, Darwin Núñez could have won the Man United game 3-2, and Lenny Yoro's running all the way back. He's quick. He's the most agile centre-back we've got. He's still essential centre-back, and we're playing him right centre-back because we don't have a right centre-back yet, and we've got loads of essential centre-backs in Maguire and De Ligt. But he's good in the air. He's very comfortable on the ball. I think he's got absolute talent to be top. You know, the wide space defending, getting his legs in there. He's made so many recovery channels. Other than the game versus Southampton where he did get cooked, he's been super, super impressive. But going into someone that's impressed me so much this season, Archie Gray. He's been unbelievable at centre-back. But the crazy thing about Archie Gray is he can play right-back, he can play centre-back, he can play left-back, he can play DM, he can play centre-mid. He's done an amazing job in filling in at centre-back for Tottenham. Absolutely amazing job. I think he's better than Dragusin at centre-back. Shane Dragusin's got injured, but he uses his legs and frame so well and jaws to get his body on the line to make tackles. I think he can defend large space as well. But he's very good on the ball, very good under pressure, can play out from the back. He's improving Tottenham's passing. He's a natural person on the ball. You're not even seeing the best of him yet. 9.5 out of 10 talent. Wanyeri. Now, Wanyeri is just something special. I don't like to say that because he plays for Arsenal, but he's something special. 7 goals in 647 minutes of football so far for Arsenal. It's the same amount of goals as Martinelli, despite Martinelli playing 2,341 minutes. So Martinelli's literally played 1,700 more minutes than him. But what I just knew about Wanyeri is as soon as he cut in on his left foot against Man City, I knew he was going to score. It's his trademark. He just cuts in on his left and he's scoring those kind of goals. The shot and the ball striking on him is fantastic. He's absolutely brilliant when he cuts them in his foot. You know, obviously he can put in dangerous crosses, got the flair, do the 1-2s, but the Arsenal players are always looking to find Wanyeri, pass him the ball. Like, he's 10 out of 10 potential. And last but not least, Kobbie Mainoo makes my top 10. Again, it's not in order, but you have to put Mainoo in here. But he was getting a bit of stick lately, and I'm not sure why. I think people were massively overreacting. But Kobbie Mainoo carried a shocking Man United midfield last season, playing as a DM, which isn't even his best role. You know, he scored in big games like the Liverpool game, City in the Cup, already played in the Euros. You know, he's so good on the ball. He's United's best midfielder on the ball, can receive it with his back to goal, progress play. He's United's only midfielder that's able to actually keep the ball, retain the ball. He's been playing as a 10 the last game, putting in those cameos. We played as a 9 recently, but played as a 10 and put in a really good cameo, holding up the ball, just giving United something that they lack. And it was the fact that he came into a dead-ass United side last year, showed up everybody, kept the ball, played out from the back, did the simple stuff so nicely. And under Amorim, haven't seen the best out of him yet. He's come back from an injury, but when he played in that 10 role, he was unbelievable in the Europa League the other day. What he can do on the ball with the breaking the lines, the passing, the holding it up is absolutely special player there, Kobbie Mainoo. And the problem with Man United and young talents at the moment is they're thrown into this environment where it's negative and it's toxic and we're not letting them thrive. But he is a top talent. So they are my top 20 talents. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.